The holidays are creeping up on us, and if you're like me, you want to sew some holiday gifts. Always in the back of my mind, I want my gift that I sew to be loved, used, and appreciated, and that is what I think of when I plan my makes. What if you could sew gifts that are not only personal and beautiful, but practical? In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 gifts that you can sew that your friends, family will love, use long after the wrapping paper is gone. These are gifts that people really want in 2025. Most of these projects are perfect, simple for the absolute beginner. I'm going to link all the sewing tutorials, videos, patterns, resources in the description box below. And also to make it easy on you in this very busy season, I've created a playlist with all the tutorials. Some of them are mine, some of them are from other creators, so that you can find these resources easily. All right, so let's kick it off with some quick and easy gifts that could be stocking stuffers, little thoughtful gifts of appreciation, or something that you need to do in high volume. The first up is the fabric corner bookmark. This is perfect for book club, or if you're like me and you have a lot of family members who love to read, this could be a great party favor. You could up the gift a little bit by getting a gift card to the favorite bookstore and slip it in the bookmark, make it a little more of a gift. Or you could add a book sleeve to it, a book. Lots of ways you could up this gift. It is so simple to make, you don't need a tutorial. What you do is you cut out 3 squares that are 4 inches long. So I have an example here. You're going to interface one of them. I interfaced this with SPF 101, that's Pellon Shape Flex. One of the squares you're going to fold diagonally. That's going to be the corner bookmark. And you're going to line them up like so and place everything right sides together. You're going to sew around the perimeter, leaving an opening on the side that does not involve that corner, so that you can turn it right side out. And then you top stitch it, and voila, you have a bookmark. The finished measurements is 3.5 inches square. Of course, you could customize this to whatever size you would like. It works really well. I made these with my grandchildren a month ago. They enjoyed sewing them and gifting them to their friends. Next up is a classic for a reason, and that is a lavender sachet. You can put it inside a thoughtful little pouch that you embroidery, little drawstring bag, or you can simply use up some scraps that you have. This is another project I made recently with the grandchildren. You can fill this up, slip it inside the pouch, or just sew the top shut and use it as is. If you don't make a pouch, you can sew a little ribbon along the top and hang it in the closet. So this is the lavender that I used. I purchased this directly from the grower, Lavender Ridge Farms. This is not in any way sponsored, it's just what I used. I used 1 bag and we made about a dozen sachets. And I'm gonna go through this and probably order some more. Gift number 3 is a set of coasters. And again, these first 3 gifts are all things I made with the grandchildren. We made these about 3 years ago. It is just a layer of some scrap fabric. Then I had leftover PUL. You don't need it, I had it. And a layer of cotton wadding and cotton batting, and then another scrap for the bag. This was so easy. We drew circles, stitched around the circle, and then cut them out with pinking shears. This has been used many times. I think I've had it for about 3 years. I love the little ragged, shabby chic look that it gets. So quick and easy. You could bundle these as a set, tie it up with ribbon. You could make it a little more by adding somebody's favorite tea or coffee, a coffee mug. I think it's just fine as is, and I love this project. Next, we have a category that's perfect for all the hosts, foodies, and people who love to gather. First up is gift number 4, and that is a cutlery wrap. This is perfect for your friends and family members who care about sustainability, or maybe they're big into picnicking. This is great on its own, or you can beef up the gift, which I have done before. I've made one for us and one for my son when he got married. And that is a substantial picnic bag. This is ours. It is a giant tote bag. You can make it any size. I love this because I can put in a cooler, and I happen to match my bag and my cooler and coordinate it with plates, so reusable plates. Or you could add one of these sorted lunch containers. And of course, for us, it's not complete without a tablecloth for those concrete tables at the rest areas. This was so quick and easy to make. I took a 12-inch dishcloth. I cut off the tag just to make it look a little nicer. I think a little bit larger cloth would have been better, but this worked just fine. I folded it, made little division pockets in it, and then inside this fold is where I stitched the fold over elastic. This was just elastic that I had that I thought would look nice. And then you unroll it, and you can situate this however you would like. I added a paper towel. I have our forks, spoons, a little butter knife. This is typically what we would use. I didn't want to put anything extra. This is how we would use it. And then it just rolls up. I saw several tutorials for how to make this. Many of them had ties using bias tape. You certainly could do that. I love how easy it is to secure this with the elastic. One of the reasons I decided to use a dish rag for this project is it is absorbent. So we can rinse off our utensils at the spigot at the rest area, wrap it up. It's going to absorb it. It's going to be nice and neat. This could also double if I perhaps didn't have my tablecloth as a nice clean place to put the utensils while you're picnicking. Gift number 5 is a perfect host gift for the wine drinker. This is a wine carrier, and I think it is super cute. It was pretty easy to go together. For mine, I used 2 fat quarters, and I used some thermolam, which is an iron-on kind of plush interfacing polyester, to give it some body. One of the nice things about this gift is the presentation when you're gifting it. Just gives it that little bit of specialness than just using a store-bought wine bag. But also, this can be used by the recipient in the future. They can carry wine where they're going, and if they want to, they can also re-gift in this. This was a really quick make, and I think it has a little bit of a wow factor. Our 6th gift is a casserole carrier, which is perfect for carrying your hot or cold dishes to and from gatherings and parties. I've made several of these as gifts, and everybody I have given them to has really appreciated it. My sister Mariah brings her potluck dish to my house every time in the carrier I made for her. You can make this gift a little bit more. It's fine on its own, but you could add a vintage casserole dish, some beautiful serving spoons, serving pieces, or a handwritten recipe. Our 7th gift is a large casserole hot pad. This is a way for you to dip your toe into quilting. I'm not a quilter, but I made this a few weeks ago, and I'm pretty proud of it. This is going to be a gift for our church. I have several more cut out. I used some Insulbright, some cotton batting, and this motor grunge fabric. I selected this because I thought it would hide the spills a little better, both on the front and the back. I machine stitched down the binding to make it very secure because it's going to be washed a lot. I probably should have picked a darker binding, but I just couldn't resist a stripy binding. I think this is going to look nice in the food line, having all of these hot pads matching. I really should make some more of these for myself. In the same vein as gift number 8, a table runner. You can make this in any size. I personally would like one to fit on top of my sideboard. We host over 30 family members every Christmas, and it's a little bit nerve-wracking with all of the wet and hot dishes coming and going. I don't want the painted surface to be damaged on my sideboard. I could absolutely use a table runner that fits that surface just to protect it. And I don't think I'm alone in that. I think a great way for a beginner like me to accomplish this would be to use a jelly roll and do a quilt as I go, and then cut it to fit whatever surface I'm trying to protect or to decorate. We're more than halfway through. I want to remind you that I'm providing all the links and information in the playlist in the description box below. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a like. And now for our final category, gifts for the whole family. These are a little more personal and sure to become favorites. We're going to start off with the little ones. We love to celebrate babies, and I love adorable baby items. I've got several things that I like to sew and give as a gift set. So diaper covers, they make a lovely gift. I will link a few patterns, some that are paid and some that are free. Headbands to go with that match, totally adorable, and baby rompers. I usually like to wrap these in a wet bag. I do have a tutorial for that. Pretty, practical, and useful. Any of these gifts on their own are perfection, but they can be bumped up by creating a set, adding the wet bag, and then pairing it with a bag of diapers. Gift number 10 is a favorite in the Sews-A-Lot family, and that is joggers and sweatshirt sets. The grandsons in particular love to receive this for any occasion. They never get tired of it, and they love to pick out their own fabric. I've recently had to move the two older boys from the mini Hudson pants to the Brooklyn joggers by Green Style Creations. They love a jogger, they love a sweatshirt, and picking it out. The fun thing about sewing your own is you can make matching sets. I sewed the whole family matching Hudson joggers using this fabric Jungle Dreamer, which I also made myself a South Bank sweater dress out of it. I'm not afraid of repeating fabric prints if I really like them. Now that the boys aren't babies, I'm letting them choose their own fabric, and I'm going to start their selection for their joggers and sweatshirts for this year. If you follow me, you'll know that I love the Hudson pants. I've made minis, men's, and women's, and I find that the directions are excellent, easy to follow. This was one of the first knit patterns that I sewed. Granted, I had a lot of sewing experience, but I think an advanced beginner could be very successful with this pattern. Now for our bonus gift. I think I am the last sewer standing to make the BF Patterns Bestie Bag. I am planning on making one for my sister Mariah. I don't think she watches my videos. And I'm going to use this canvas. It's a linen cotton canvas by Ruby Star Society in strawberry. And then for the lining, I am using the strawberry, but in a different colorway in quilting cotton. I chose this lining because I think it coordinates really well, but I also don't like a dark lining in a bag. It makes it so hard to find things if you've got a dark lining. These gifts aren't just for Christmas. Let me know what you plan on sewing, and if you have any gifts you'd like to add to the list, leave them in the comment section below. I'm going to link the playlist as well as my video of 11 gifts that people want that you can sew 2024. I will see and sew with you soon.
'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where you ought to be. And